huge spoilers for the final episode of Dragon Ball Super episode 131. So I repeat, huge spoilers. If you do not want to be spoiled on how Dragon Ball Super's final episode, or not necessarily how, but the title, which for the most part is kind of gearing me towards how Dragon Ball Super is going to end, then click off of this video. This is the warning. Let's talk. The final title, a provisional, but more or less it'll be similar, has come out for episode 131 of Dragon Ball Super. Again, the final episode of the series. Now, provisional means that for the most part it'll be something in the realm of this title. Essentially, it'll be like either this title or maybe a couple of words changed with, like, you know, words that mean the same thing, synonyms or whatever, but it'll be something along the lines of this. So this is huge. Again, the series that we've been rocking with heavy, coming to an end, the final title. So I guess without further ado, let's read it. I ain't gonna lie. Dragon Ball Super episode 131, airing March 25th. So the final episode will be March 24th for us. If it comes out March 25th in Japan, we get it the 24th. So it's the 24th, the nighttime for us, that we will be getting this episode. So mark your calendars, March 24th, the nighttime, final episode of Dragon Ball Super. Goku, until the day we meet again. Which, as Herms points out, sounds vaguely familiar. And if you're probably not sure of like why that sounds familiar, I'll tell you. I believe that was the title of the final episode of GT, as well as, if I'm not mistaken, because I always say this all the time whenever something ends, Goku says, "Until we meet again, guys," at the end of Dragon Ball GT, and that always stuck really strong with me, because no matter what anyone says about Dragon Ball GT, that final episode hits me so freaking hard, because it did such a great way of wrapping things up. It was such a nice ribbon on everything, the way it, you know, had Goku go to hell with Piccolo, the music, everything about the final episode of Dragon Ball GT was just, it was spot on, you know what I'm saying? I gotta give kudos to the ending of GT, and if it's anything like that with the ending of Dragon Ball Super, it's going to be interesting. Now, the reason I'm saying that, you know, in regards to why I think this is going to be something that I already, for the most part, can see happening, is essentially it's going to be going into possibly the ending of Z. It's probably going to either reanimate some of Z and maybe show that final piece of, you know, the story, or that final, you know, chapter or two that's going to be animated. Again, they'll reanimate it and show it from a different perspective, possibly, maybe a different angle, or possibly change the ending of Z. But based on that title, again, it seems as though Goku's going to be separating to go train Oob again, so we're probably ending the same way, you know, Z ended it, essentially, and it's just like a addition to Z, essentially. It's like a Z 1.5 or some shit is in between, you know, the ending of Z or whatever. So it looks like, despite many different discrepancies, the gods never being mentioned, so many different aspects, it's trying to still fit it to properly place in between, so GT could potentially be a sequel, or if they decided to pick Dragon Ball back up and ignore GT, they can go right there. But it looks as though the ending of Super is going to be either the ending of Z or something in that fashion, with Goku going away to train Oob. I mean, they've been hinting it from time to time. We've seen Oob as a kid around anyways in the beginning of this arc, which should have been the kind of alarms that Super was going to end anyway, simply because, hey, you know, you get to the Oob part, that's kind of, you know, the end of Z, so to speak. So Oob's already born and he's a little kid at this point, so we should have known that something was up. But I guess a lot of us was also expecting that maybe they would even just cross over out of the end of Z and possibly even into the GT timeline and ignore GT in its entirety. So kind of a little bummed that that didn't happen exactly, but it could happen. It still could. And again, final episode, essentially, it's going to be like the ending of Z. So I'm kind of curious right now, everybody's reactions, because this is a really big deal. Are you upset that potentially the ending of Super is going to be the ending of Z? Are you excited because at the end of the day, at least it's making it that it all connects? Again, it doesn't connect. There's so many, at this point, discrepancies of, again, why transformations weren't used, but there's still time. Maybe something that happens in the realm of all this, which I'm going to say this right now, and I've been saying this for a long time. If something like this happens, it's really going to agitate me. If they do something where the Dragon Ball Super story doesn't exist and they rewind everything before the tournament, before Beerus woke up, and Beerus doesn't go to see Goku or some shit, I'm going to be really, really upset, because that essentially will make it that Super never really even counted. And oh my god, I think they did that with, what was it, the first Pokemon movie, where they didn't remember Mewtwo and any of them. Oh oh my gosh, if they do that with this, I'm going to be really, really pissed off. But we got to wait and see again. Do you think they're going to end with Z? Are they going to retcon the ending of Z? What is your expectations for the ending of Dragon Ball Super? Do you think possibly they could completely wipe out that Super never happened because of something Frieza does in the fight against, Goku and Jiren? He uses a wish and they have to use a wish, or he does something and they have to reverse time. What do you think? Maybe Whis will use his staff, sacrificing himself, rewinding time, and Beerus will never have woken up from his slumber. Some crazy shit, right? Crazy theory time. Your theories, expectations, the final episode of Dragon Ball Super, episode 131. One more time. The title is Goku, Until the Day We Meet Again. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule. Anime and manga for life, boy. Bow. Have an awesome day.